Well, I don't really know what to say. It's been a minute that I've actually got to do this. I would say fully fledged that I wanted to do this. Actually, I wouldn't say wanted. I would say just started. I don't really. I don't know. The streams just happen. So it's actually been a minute since I knew you were going to be here, dude. I knew you were going to be the first one. I saw you commented on the behind the streams video. I got a message from behind this the thing. Fuck. I got a message from YouTube Studio saying somebody commented on my video. I was like, okay, that's crazy. I saw it was you. Well, I thought I should progress through a little bit of Omori, maybe talk a bit, because a lot of interesting developments have happened recently that some of you may know. I talked to you, Marcel and Eli. The real talk about it is really that's crazy. That's that's awesome. Refresh, 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 refresh. Hmm. Yeah, I went to go pee before I started. Omori, whenever I hop on it, of course, it's only to stream. Really, I don't play this game off of it unless I need to like fix a mistake. Like say, I forget to save when I log off stream, and then it's like I gotta do that all again. Then I'll do it all again, and then go back to the save, so I don't have to redo it on stream. Hmm. Well, I was supposed to leave today to go to Tynan's house to go play D&D, but I just didn't end up making it out there. It was mostly my fault, and I kind of do feel shitty for not going because they're probably waiting for me, and I said I'd be there, and then I just didn't show up. Told him that I don't think I'll be able to make it. He said, "Aw, dang." Yeah, he literally just said that. He said, "Darn," and that's it. Um, but I don't know. I wanted to stay home regardless. Like I needed, like not needed, but I heavily desired to stay home by myself or not really talk. Uh, go out right now. I don't know. But I just laid around here all day, and laying here didn't make me feel the best. Cause like I have shit I need to do. I need to study for a psych test, like 2 chapters. Then I gotta finish like a whole book, but it's like over. The test is tomorrow. Figuratively, I could do it right now. I could get this all done by the end of tonight, but I don't know. I'm not really a good student. I don't have much motivation for this current semester. I love psych, but it's like the work. I shouldn't have taken such a book-heavy work for my first semester. Um, so yeah, that's happening. It's not really. No, not something I really want to do. But I got stuff to do, and oh sorry, message. Who messaged me? Oh, well, as you know, I've been pretty busy doing my own things. Um, I've been. This is gonna be repeated dialogue for you, but I'm gonna say it anyways because I do know some people watch what I call the archives of these streams, which is just when the stream ends, sometimes people just watch through the full thing, which is crazy. Shout out to those guys. I mean, I appreciate it. It's really cool. Um, I've been figuring out a lot of things related to the things that drive me under the sense of beyond the dreams that I have. What is the reason that I do things? Hold on, did the stream end? No, it didn't, did it? I was trying to pull up chat and it says my stream ended. No, it's there, it's there, it's there. I see it. But anyways, I figured out a lot of stuff Forget that I have the chat thing on. Give me a minute. And I think the main driving factor for a lot of things that I've done really was, like I've said before, to you specifically and Eli, at one point, I have been driven by fear. Really, that's one of my main driving factors for a lot of things that I've done. Rather be a branch of it, or it is just plain fear, straight up. That really what drives me to do what I do. And it's like I realize that it's like a lot of us might be driven by fear, not by the other three, which is like anger, happiness, and fear itself. And it's like whether you think about it or not on a daily, I think about it now because I thought of the perspective. Fear is a main driving factor for a lot, including myself. Rather be, oh man, fear that I won't be enough. Fear that it's like I'm like not being what I want to be. Fear that I'm not driven, I'm not this or that. Fear that it's like everything I built towards was for nothing. Fear that it's like, I really thought I was going to be something in the sense of change. And that's one of the first things I think of when I think of fear, and the things that drive me. It's not out of joy, it's not out of happiness or ambition, unfortunately, anymore. It's about fear. What would happen if I wasn't the change? Fear, what would happen if, my mindset changed? What if I went down a darker path, which I highly doubt I would. I have so much like roadblocks. It's free roadblocks. Life, god damn it, roadblocks in like my morals that will stop me, guaranteed. I know, from doing something stupid, from family history or my personal history. I will never do a lot of things, and that's like the three big things I think of at the top of my head that are my morals are, be authentic, down to earth, show appreciation above all odds. Don't be afraid to show appreciation. Oh, I have a friend? Sweet. I'll go tell him how much I love him, how much I appreciate, bro. Or I will, every now and then shower him with it, or like help him out here and then. I will reach out to help, which I don't see any, like, low key a lot of people do. The second one I have is like, don't hurt intentionally, if possible at all. Under the circumstances that happened, I would like, it would really eat me up inside to not hurt somebody. And then the third one is to be the change, I think. Like I said, to have the empathy just for, not for the sake of having empathy, but just, this is just who I am. Really combats with the authenticity part. To never hurt, to lead by example, and to be genuine to everybody, including myself. And in doing so, being authentic to myself, fear was a major factor. Specifically, the fear of drowning. Not physically, you might think in like a lake or a beach or something, but the fear of drowning for me is different. It's about going back down to rock bottom again. I don't want to drown like that again because I've been to rock bottom before, and it's everything that made me do these kind of streams and everything that kind of built up, I would like to say, my good morals and everything I have set up for myself that is really going. All my morals that keep me who I am, I would say. The me that I love, love myself. The me that people love, I've been told I've been loved, so, I don't even know where I'm going. I forgot what I'm doing, and don't worry. But, honest. That's the way I feel about it. I don't know. We're all driven by something. It's fear, love, or anger. Really the big four you can think of. If you want to say another one for bonus credit, hurt. But I feel hurt is another sense of anger. But yeah, man. That's really it. The fear of drowning. To actually fully get in depth with it, it is the fear of going back down to rock bottom. That is the fear that I have. The fear of drowning again. Because I did finally get my head above water and I'm swimming. I'm back here. I'm back here where I'm at, where I can wake up and I'll be like, shit, man, I'm happy and stuff like that. That's good. I'm happy. I never want to fall back down again where it's like, shit, I'm very unhappy with this. I need to fix it. I never want to fall back down like that again. So, I say that's my biggest fear, the fear of drowning. Again. And, in doing so, in thinking of how far I've come and everything that I've done in the sense of myself and my friendships, I thought of both perspectives. And the thing I really thought about, like, this morning, I've been thinking about all morning, was how much... Okay, the thing that I've been thinking about a lot lately is the thing and the factor that people keep mentioning, which is nothing in life is promised. Nothing in life is promised but death. Death is the only thing promised in life. Life itself is not guaranteed and or promised. Something could come up and your time's up. Death is the only thing promised. Depressing as it may sit to say. And I thought about it. Every action you do isn't 100% required. Maybe morally, ethically, yes, but it's like everything you do is like, I feel it's up to you. It's just up to your moral code and your ethics on how you want to do this or that, rather be helping someone, caring for someone, or loving in that sense. No one is entitled to anything. No one is entitled to anything. That I thought about it. And in doing so, I found out how to, I found out really the big thing I was thinking about was real talk, to stump an ego. What does that mean? To stump an ego, I would say, is like to really kill that entitlement people might have upon you. They're like, oh man, he should be here. I'm feeling pretty lonely. Man, he should be here. Where's my friends? Kill that entitlement. Kill that. No one's entitled to anything. And I realized to stump an ego, especially the one I had, I'm not afraid to say I've had one. May even have a little bit. Probably still do have an ego. Not afraid to admit it. To stump an ego, you really got to question yourself. Am I really like entitled? Am I entitled to this? No, not really. Are there any promises here, any underlying factors here going on that might change your perspective? Maybe you're ignoring them on purpose, lying to yourself, or maybe you genuinely don't know. To stump an ego, for me, was when I heard some friends were upset that I wasn't around as much anymore. They were a little upset that I wasn't around, or I was not calling, I wasn't texting. But really, I just got busy. I got busier in life. I focused on myself in the sense I wanted to make myself 100% more happier and authentic, like have this authenticity that I have today, right now, that make people adore these streams. I wanted to have that, so I worked on that a ton. But in so doing so, I disappeared. I stopped reaching out and communicating because I needed time for myself. Came back, don't see half, if not 75% of those friends. That's okay. I don't really care about it. I don't see most of them anymore, and that's okay. There's no bite or malice behind this. I worked on myself, and and the ones that stayed wanted to stay. That's cool. Just stump an ego, really. That's really the way for me right now. The really big, the moral narrative for me right now. To realize that it's like to stump an ego. Really, the people that were a little upset that I wasn't around. I I don't know what to say, man. It's like maybe back in the day I promised that I would be around always, but I also said I'm gonna get busier. I might not be around anymore as much. If you want to hang out, reach out to me, which I'm pretty sure I've said to a lot of people. I flat out said it, just reach out to me if you ever want to. You can't be entitled that I don't hang out with you, or that I don't hang out with you if I don't know you want to hang out. Because it's like, you know, right now I got so much going on being a university student and trying to figure out what I even want to do in my life with my future. So really, I don't feel too bad, because the way I see it, I should not have to feel bad for that, because it's like, once again, nobody's entitled to it. I'm not entitled to anything. You're not entitled to anything. He lost my money, but you know, really, that's all I really had to say about that. And I thought it was an interesting topic, because it's like, how much of the things you think about right now in your life that you have, do you feel entitled? Like you know, this and that. I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying you don't deserve anything. But I hope in asking these questions you can appreciate things more, because a lot of people, and the things they do for you, are out of their own like love and care for you, not for really, well, for that really, that reason alone. That's amazing. So it's like, I don't know, not saying you don't, but I feel we need to thank people a lot more, especially caretakers, or those that really brighten up our lives, whether it be counselors, therapists, friends, teachers, EAs, or just some guy you randomly, stopped by talking on the street, said, "Hey, I like your shirt," type shit. It's like, really, really, to stump an ego is authenticity for me, and not being afraid to show what my dreams are wrapped up in. And that might not, quoting whatchamacallit that I saw, what is it? A video. It might not go through people's filters, a lot of things that I say, in the sense of dreams, because I'm not afraid to share my dreams and or perspectives. That's why I do these streams, to share my dreams and perspectives with those who want to listen, who want to hear it, or people need someone to talk to, someone to just listen to, talk about things that aren't negative, or if they are negative, it's a learning experience that will end up healing you in the end. These streams offer that. So in retrospect, I never feared, at this point in time, I don't fear anybody leaving anymore like I used to. I'm afraid of drowning and going back down to that place, but I highly doubt if I go back to that place I'd stay there as long as I did the first time, because the first time was out of moral obligation to stay there. If I didn't stay here and I told the truth about some things, what if it hurt somebody? Shit, now I can't say anything. So 5 years straight, I stayed there. Now, 5 years later, I worked on myself this entire year for 2025, and I've heard how bad 2025 has been for people. 2025 was the best year, honestly, of my life, I would say. Best year of my, like, that's not even just overreacting or anything. This year has helped me live for the first time in my life. In my life, there was fear beyond drowning, because I didn't reach rock bottom at that state. I was just a kid. The fear I had was of disappointing being underwhelming, and the fear of no acceptance, to be honest. Like, we're humans, we all crave interaction. That's who we are. Um, it was until the seventh grade I accepted who I was deep down, but I didn't express that. But um, in the sense of belonging, I found it, and it was once I said a couple streams ago, I found it through my community, and my community, I like to say, found it through me. I have no idea where I'm going. But yeah, and that's amazing. But back to the thing though. Sorry, hold on. I gotta rewind stream. I'm actually like brain turned off. I gotta hold on. Belonging. Ah, yes, the fear. I lived my whole life in fear of everything I just mentioned. Of course, everybody has. So like, it's not really a big hoopla. Everybody lives in fear, whether it being social anxiety, anxiety in general, fear of failure, pressure, stress, all this shit. I would like to say all of those are branches of fear, and to really acknowledge it now that you might have lived in fear might open a lot of doors and windows for you to think how much of this was driven by, oh, my parents wouldn't like it, oh, how much they wouldn't like it, or oh, they see me as weird, oh geez, what if I failed this test and I'm like the rest. And it's like, oh man, because it's like that was my whole life. But until this year, I let so much go just to live, not for getting better or anything. This could have been like the last year I was alive and I could be content with it, because it's like I let everything go this year. Everything. And unironically, as bad as it might sound to say, everybody, for the sake of just living. Not that I like, dropped everybody or all I hurt anybody or that shit. No. I dropped everything. I didn't drop everything, but I let go of everything. Fear, anxiety, and what people perceive me as and what I have to be for people. I let go of that and just started being me. So regardless, 2025 was the best year of my life because there was nothing this year in my way besides my own unboxing, self-healing, like recognition, and how far I've come. That was the biggest thing that was in my way this year. Not changing schools, not graduating, not struggling in uni. The biggest thing was getting over what happened over these 5 years that I'm unironically still lingers. But I lived the most this year. I did everything I could to live the most this year because this is my last year as a teenager. I'm still 17. I'm not 18 yet. I'm not 18 yet. I'm not a legal adult, so I still live by the code that I'm still a little bit of a kid. And I realized, just like a lot of people, we didn't get to live as kids. Gen Z has probably one of the most major spikes in history. I'm pretty sure since the 1940s or 20s for for a generation in general to have mental health issues. Gen Z, us, unfortunately has that. We had to go through COVID. We had to survive through that. The aftermath, the fallout of COVID. Didn't know how to do this and that. Had to deal with a lot of things, a lot of sickness, a lot of people passing away. And it's like, yeah, we made it through a lot, man. So it's like to finally let go of everything that happened. Like when I was 10 years old, we were 10 or 11. 10 or 11 when everything happened. Think about that. 10 or 11 when it all went downhill for the world. We never got to experience that thing of being a kid or a teenager because we are dealing with the fallout for 5 years, 6 years even for some. 6 years is going to be me very soon. Actually, it's been 6 years now. Because it's October. Right. 6 years now. 6 years. And we're just now healing. We never got to be a kid. We never got to be a teenager with everything in the back burner. Everyone has problems, but it's like the world has never had to experience what we had to in their lifetime. Never a global pandemic. So no matter what no adult says to me or anyone says to you, realize that there is something that our generation went through as kiddos, as youngins, that nobody alive, I don't think, has ever had to go through in a worldwide scale. So, yeah, this year was just living for me, letting go of the fear and just living. Like, I'm talking like expressing myself more. Got praise for that. That was nice. Um, Being told I'm loved. Being told that I do. Well, not told, but being told I love, knew that I knew I had self-worth, but I like hearing it, and I feel I need to hear it. Being told that I get a fuck it, that people love me and appreciate me. Hearing that um is more different than perceiving it. So, yeah. And this is probably the first time in I've said this before to some people, but this is probably the first time a lot of you are formally meeting me. And you might have known me for months. You might have known me for years. We might have grown up together. We might have went to the same school together for a decade. Or we could have went through all of high school and all of middle school and primary school together. But that person always did hide behind fear of what if I became this, what if that, what if I messed up and did that. I don't live behind fear anymore. It bothers me. Yeah, I have fears. Everybody's afraid of something. You got to be honest with yourself. You're afraid of something, and that's okay. We're human. But for me, fear is no longer the driving factor behind every decision I make. So, yeah. That's really it. It's nice. Biggest example I use of me finally breaking free from something I've been trying to escape my whole life, which was my fear, was prom. Very few people that know my channel exists, i.e. the friends that were there, saw me at prom. And I let everything go. And I just danced. I engaged with the community that I was surrounded with that whole school year that I've never interacted with before. And from there, I became me for the first time. Not any persona. No this or that. No steak fries, no pollen, no garden shed, no anarchy. For the first time in my life, I was Trevor. And it was nice. I wasn't hiding behind anything that night. And everybody encouraged me to keep going. Keep on dancing. I felt the love and appreciation that I've been hunting for that night from people I haven't even talked to before. I felt the appreciation and love that I got from the people that I have known a long time that year. And it was beautiful because still I was, in the end, me. That's what I became. Me. And that was the ending to the 5 years of everything that happened to me and to some of you here that happened to us. That's when I let go. That's when I moved on. And that's when I like to say I healed. That's when I measured the distance to let go of the fear of drowning and just swim. And I hope you guys can do that too. And as much as I've said this before, I've said this a lot, this phrase from, of course, my favorite album and song, I do hope you find your way home like I did. Because we all have things going on right now that is really bothering us, but still, all that matters, I think, to me right now, and I hope it matters to you, is your own self-care. This feels like a different type of talk. Normally I'd be so lively at the start to start these talks, all happy and bubbly to talk about it. And I would be pretty high energy when talking about it. But I think right now I'm content. I'm content with everything that's happened and is happening. As in, I'm finally able to share something I've been wanting to share. And it's something I've never been able to do, is fully express. As much as I said it, I've never been able to fully express 100% because of fear. But like I said, I'm not driven by fear anymore. So this is like one of the first times in my life that I found peace. You may say that sounds heavily exaggerated, but I'm being genuine here. There we go. Even though it does nothing, I'll just take it anyways. But yeah. I like to say, off of the topic of another thing, which is just breaking the fourth wall here. To break the fourth wall, I do like to set narratives for everything. For myself. In the sense of every small little title or small little everything is it's for a reason. But these topics I talk about aren't only things that are dwelling on my mind heavy, but they're also new perspectives I want to share because there's something I learned. Every stream title, every stream is something new that I've learned. And I'd love to share it with the world by doing this. By extending my hand out and offering a hand to give some knowledge, some perspective that might just change the way you see life itself or even the things you're going through. And hopefully inspire you to be better. Not be better academically or financially, but for yourself. To be happier regardless of what anyone else says. Because what makes you happy doesn't have to make sense. And I hope this helps as much as it's helped me. Because, once again, I feel there's not much of this in the world right now where people can just go talk. What if I just want to sit down and talk? I can't. Oh, Silas. Connor? Waffle Fry Studios.
You sound so unhappy.
No.
Sounds like a shitty company you're working for.
Oh yeah, get me the fuck out of this job. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry, chat. I'm streaming. Hold on one second.